Welcome back to the Road Show. This morning, The Buzz. Yesterday, punishments were handed down in the now infamous soccer brawl. State athletic officials penalized 9 students and 2 coaches for the brawl between the Woonsocket and Tolman High School girls soccer teams. They received suspensions ranging from 2 games to a full year. And Walt Buteau actually spoke with their grandfather, one of the grandfathers of the players involved in that fight. Take a look at what he had to say.
Do you think they should have suspended more than just the principal 2 players?
No, I think they should not have. And frankly, I don't think they should have suspended my granddaughter either, but I'm not going to get into that. I think it's very unfair on all those other kids. I am proud.
Why unfair on your granddaughter? Tell me why unfair on your granddaughter.
Well, because she was not the aggressor. She tried backing away.
How's she feeling tonight about being suspended and about the way the game ended?
She's sorry that the fight happened. She's doing her best to go on with her life.
Now, we don't exactly know which one was his granddaughter, which is unfortunate, but Cahill also tells us that he thinks the fight has drawn attention away from both teams' hard work and accomplishments. Listen, any team is going to have hard work and accomplishments, but these young ladies weren't acting like young ladies. I mean, they were slugging each other, pulling each other's hair.
We saw the picture of the one girl. We didn't see it there. She had a nice cut in the eye, and she was bleeding.
Do you guys think this was too much, though? Do you think it was fair?
I think the year was probably a little, I mean, I was a hockey player. Stuff not to this degree happens. But I mean,
listen,
it's the heat of the moment.
Wait, you go to a fight and a hockey game breaks out. I mean, that's kind of. I mean, even the culture is different from soccer and from.
It is. I mean, they were playing hard. Emotions run high.
Okay.
You know, Vince was an athlete. He knows in the heat of the moment, stuff like that happens. I think the fact that there was almost a riot that broke out in the stands after made the whole incident seem like this giant melee, which made it seem a lot worse. I don't think that helped at all.
I agree with Ben. I think the years is too much.
Okay.
I think up to 6 months for a couple of those girls, which were pretty nasty. I mean, they were pulling hair like they were trying to rip it out from the root.
Yeah.
And I think more than just the fight, what you have to do is send a message.
Right.
That this can never happen again.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
We will never tolerate this type of behavior ever again.
Yeah.
And that's part of the message. I think that's what they did with the year-long.
Yeah.
Which I think, agreeing again with Ben, they went overboard with that.
But I think you're right. I think that message is effective. I also wondered, you know, Pawtucket School Superintendent Dr. Hans DeLeith, we went to ask him about, you know, what happened. We also contacted Woonsocket Superintendent, but Hans DeLeith said to us, you know, go away during a public meeting. You're annoying me. We asked him, what did you think of the video? He said, oh, I thought it was a nice video. I think you should get a new cameraman. And so I wonder if part of this is, if he came out and said, listen, we don't tolerate this. This is unacceptable on any side. We're going to get to the bottom of this. You know, if he had taken a stronger stance, I wonder if it would have been necessary to have such a harsh punishment handed
I agree with what you're saying, but I'll tell you a couple other people that I'm disappointed at that didn't have more of an involvement in this.
Who's that?
And more of a punishment in this. And those are the coaches.
Yeah.
I didn't see any of the coaches. One coach got a little bit, but I didn't see any of the coaches in the middle of there grabbing girls, ripping them off, and throwing them off.
2 coaches
when I played football, if something like that had ever happened, I'd had a coach grab me by the cage and pull me off there and say, "You're done. You may never play again this season," because that's unacceptable behavior.
Imposing their own.
And their children. When you think about it, their children. One of the coaches didn't even get off the bench. You have to get in there and separate it. It's not, you know.
It's not an adult athlete.
So I have
It's not adult athlete. You get suspended in the NBA if you leave the bench.
So I have some problems
with
with the lack of what the coaches did as well.
Yeah. Courtney Caligiuri, I want to throw it over to you now because certainly this has been a hot topic in the community as this one incident keeps playing on and on and on because of the interesting way that it's playing out every step of the way.
Yeah, there's still lots of questions. I'm actually wondering, they said 9 people or 9 girls. You know, I'm wondering where the other 7 came from because we saw the 2 mainly in the video. So maybe that'll come up and it can clear some things up for us. Here's our blog right now on foxprovidence.com. And one artist thinks they deserve the suspension and Lisa thinks it was a good punishment. She also goes on to say, you know, they deserve to be banned from games as it says, but from a couple of games up to a year, not all year. She thinks maybe that's a little harsh. Here's a look at our poll on foxprovidence.com. Do you think the punishments are sufficient? A, yes, it's a good punishment. B, no, they're too harsh. C, no, they're not tough enough. Or D, I can't decide. We also have a link to that story of the grandfather of the suspended athlete who speaks out if you want to take a look at that and watch it. We have a couple of comments here on our Facebook page, and Kristen Langley says, I think that it is quite harsh for some of them. The 2 directly involved involved should receive the penalty. And Carol Colpit says, I don't think that the girl from Woonsocket should have gotten such a penalty. It was quite obvious she was not the aggressor. So we'll have to watch that video over a couple of times so you can get a better understanding. But I'll be back in about 30 minutes with your poll results. So for now, back to the kitchen.